Hi, this is Ms. Caspero. It is 2-2 function operations. And function, remember, is a relationship between two variables. Each value of the first variable is paired with exactly one value of the second variable. So we are going to be, each x goes to only one y. When you've got y equals f of x, okay, which is what it's rid of, the point is written in function notation as x, comma, f of x. You can perform operations on functions, and we've already done some of it. It's kind of like combining like terms. When we had started out, you had this plus this, and you would just put together the things that matched. 4x to the fourth with the 7x to the fourth, negative 5x squared, 10x squared, 6, and negative 13. That's the same sort of thing that we have right here, only it's written a little bit differently now. Okay? You would be able to add the f of x and the g of x, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. But once again, you've got to restrict that domain because when you divide them, you're going to have a denominator you've got to be careful about. All right here. This is very much like the combining like terms, except we are writing it as f of x equals 2x squared plus 4x minus 6, and g of x equals 2x minus 2. Find the function. So you would simply write the f of x plus the g of x, or 2x squared plus 4x minus 6 plus 2x minus 2. And combine your like terms. 2x squared, the 4x and the 2x, then the negative 6 and the negative 2. That's going to leave you 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. And that is your new function f plus g of x. Subtracting, do exactly the same thing, except you're going to subtract the g of x off. I usually like to put it in parentheses at the end just to make sure that I change all the signs back there. So now your negative distributes through, and you get 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. Then that's going to be a negative 2x and a positive 2. That's going to leave you 2x squared, the 4x minus 2x this time, and a negative 6 plus 2. So you will get 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. And that is your f minus g of x. We've got the same thing here. F plus g of x, f minus g of x, and then they switch it around, g minus f of x. But you'll be doing exactly the same thing. This time I would like to stack it more. And you're going to have 8x plus 13. That's your f of x. And then x squared minus 5x, and that's your g of x. Okay, so like I said, I usually like to stack them. The x squared's off by itself. I've got a minus 5x. The 8x would match up with the 5x, and the 13 would be by itself. So if you stack these up, you end up with x squared. 8 minus 5 is 3x. 13. F of x minus g of x would be 8x plus 13, and then you'd have minus x squared minus 5x. So to match up over here, you'd have a negative x squared, a positive 5x, a positive 8x, and a positive 13, because they don't change signs on top. So you'd end up with negative x squared plus 13x plus 13. G of x minus f of x, I would stack that as well, and you'd have x squared minus 5x, and then the 8x plus 13 would be the one that had to change all their signs. So you'd have x squared minus 5x minus 8x and minus 13, and your final total would be x squared minus 13x minus 13. Okay. For multiplying and dividing, you do it just like you've done before. This is going to be g of x times f of x, just like you're multiplying your polynomials. And you would have 2x minus 2 times 2x squared plus 4x minus 6. And I like to do that in a multiplication box. It makes sure that I get everything covered. So I have 2x minus 2, and then 2x squared plus 4x, and then minus 6. So if I have 2 terms here and 3 terms here, I'm going to end up with 6 terms that I'll have to combine. 2x times 2x squared is 4x cubed. 2x times 4x is 8x squared. 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x. Negative 2 times 2x squared is negative 4x squared. And you can see they match up on the diagonal. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. They match up on the diagonal as well. And then negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. So my total over here is going to be 4x cubed. These two right here, 8x squared minus 4x squared leaves me a 4x squared. Negative 12x and negative 8x is a negative 20x. And then we have a 12. And that is your whole multiplication. That's all you do. I think the division is probably the easiest one of all. F over g of x. You're going to have the f of x, 2x squared plus 4x minus 6, over the g of x, 2x minus 2. If you can factor anything out, you should. Okay. Over 2 times x minus 1. The 2's will cancel out, and you're left with x squared plus 2x minus 3 over x minus 1. Now remember, when we were doing functions, the original up there, you had x minus 1 on the bottom, and we had to take that out. X minus 1 cannot equal 0. So x cannot equal 1. We could factor these out further. I believe x plus 3 times x minus 1. So the x minus 1 will actually cancel out. So you have x plus 3. It, however, was originally involved in the problem. And so you cannot just throw it out and throw it away. You still have to have x cannot equal 1. That is part of a discontinuity. It's discontinuous. It's called a removable discontinuity because it does get removed, but it is a discontinuity, and you need to make sure you pay attention to that. All right. I'll see you in the next video.